If you want to harvest countless gorgeous bouquets all season long, then you need to consider growing some of these amazing greenery. Hi friends, it's Megan from Wild and Wonderfield Farm. I am a cut flower farmer growing here in Ohio, Zone 6A. Shout out to everyone who reminded me to tell you my growing zone in the last video. I dropped the ball, guys. I know you need that frame of reference so you guys can apply what I'm talking about to where you live. So thank you everyone for the reminder. Also, I just wanted to acknowledge that there are over 100 of you guys now, which is crazy. Thank you so much for everyone who watched my video and decided to stick around and subscribe. That means a lot to me. Today, I want to share with you guys my favorite bouquet filler. And specifically what I'm going to talk about today are things that fall under what we would call greenery. These are the plants that I reach for again and again. They are absolutely vital to making the bouquets here on the farm. Now, I don't really care for the term filler. I feel like that implies that it's something of low value that is just there to take up space. It actually is a lot easier for me to bunch together a few focal flowers and to sell that. But what I want to sell is something unique that sets local flowers apart. I use these plants as a way to add to the whole experience of buying local flowers. At every market, probably about 90% of people walk up to my booth, immediately lean in to smell the flowers. And unfortunately, a lot of the gorgeous flowers we grow don't have much of a scent. But these fantastic greeneries can add texture, movement, and heavenly scent that make local flowers really stand out. So maybe we should call them bouquet enhancers instead of fillers. I'm just throwing that out there. What do you guys think? All right, well, that's enough of me yapping. Let's jump right in. By far, and I mean by far, my most used and most loved greenery is basil. Basil is to me what catnip is to cats. My favorite variety is the cinnamon basil. I think it has one of the best scents in the garden, hands down. Basil is a reliable, productive filler for me as soon as the summer heat comes on, all the way to the fall. I do plant a few successions because I use it so much. A harvest tip for basil is you want to make sure that you're harvesting this in the coolest times of the day because she has a bad habit of fainting. You want to give the basil plenty of time to hydrate. That way, if something is going to wilt on you, it wilts in your home and not your customers. The other key thing to remember when harvesting basil is you want to do it when the basil is mature. You can judge this by the stem. As basil starts to grow, it has a soft stem. As it matures, that stem starts to turn almost a little woody. It's a lot firmer. At that stage, if you pick it and hydrate it, your basil will have an amazing vase life. The varieties I grow here on the farm include the cinnamon basil and the aromatic basil from Johnny Seeds. I find that gets great height, beautiful stem length. I have previously tried the Mrs. Burns lemon basil and I really love the light color of it, but it tended to be kind of short and stubby. I have decided I'm going to give it another try this year. I'll let you know if she makes the cut. Number 2 on my list is mountain mint. This one is a powerhouse. The silvery bluish green color and tiny flowers make an amazing backdrop for focals. Mountain mint has a fantastic vase life and it has a fresh minty scent that is subtle but really lovely. Now, because mints tend to be aggressive growers, you want to be mindful and plant in an area where you can control the growth. My mountain mint lives in one 4x8 raised bed and I let it go to town, and I have more than enough to last me all season long. I almost forgot to mention one of the best parts about mountain mint. It's perennial and it's native, so it is a super easy keeper. I did want to give a shout out to say that most mints make great fillers. Here's a picture of my mom's mojito mint that she uses to make her drinks. I have on occasion borrowed it for arrangements. It smells great. It has great vase life. I also have catnip that I plant for my cat, and I use some of his from time to time as well. This next one was kind of a surprise for me. I have these giant blackberry bushes on the farm that, I use to eat the berries, make jam, all that good stuff. And just last year, I started using the foliage in bouquets because I had seen a couple other flower farmers on YouTube use it, and I thought it looked absolutely stunning. But I was not prepared for how amazing these would look in bouquets. Not only did I love the bright, vibrant color, green, the shade of green, the texture of the leaves is perfect. Most importantly, it makes my focal flowers just pop. It makes them look even more beautiful than they already are. These bushes are easy to propagate, and you get the added bonus of berries that you can enjoy. It's a win-win. Next on my list is Anise hyssop. It's another perennial native that is happy to grow where I live, and the pollinators absolutely love it. Although I'm counting it as a greenery, it does have a tall purple flower spike that adds this amazing height and texture and kind of almost a wild cottage garden feeling to bouquets. It has a delicate licorice mint scent that, even though I don't like licorice, I still enjoy the scent of Anise hyssop. Looking at the square stems of Anise hyssop, you can tell that it's in the mint family. Same rules apply for harvesting. You want to let the stems get more mature and harvest them in the cool times of the day and let them have plenty of time to hydrate. I don't find that Anise hyssop is an overly aggressive spreader. I'm much more likely to find little volunteers that pop up throughout the garden, and I'm more than happy to either let them grow there or relocate them. I love a volunteer. Next on my list is Mahogany, Splendor, Hibiscus. This is the queen of the fall bouquet. The dark, rich burgundy foliage is a total showstopper. It is the star of my autumn color palette. It can completely change the mood of a bouquet and make it feel more elevated and modern. I love to use it when I want to do something a little bit more dramatic. Mahogany Splendor Hibiscus is incredibly easy to start from seed, and it grows into these giant bushes essentially and makes a gorgeous addition to the landscape. And you can cut a ton of stems from each of these plants. Now, it can have a tendency to wilt after harvest, so I like to do the same rules. Harvest in the cool times of the day, give it plenty of time to hydrate, and you want to keep an eye out for those woodier, more mature stems. Those are the ones that are going to last in your arrangement. If Mahogany Splendor is the queen of fall, then Bupleurum is the queen of springtime. Although I'm lumping it in with the greeneries, it does have these tiny clusters of stunning chartreuse flowers. It is the perfect spring green. It's so bright and vibrant. It works in all of my spring color palettes. And it also adds this light, airy element of movement to your bouquets. Bupleurum is considered a cold, hardy annual. I direct seed it in fall and then also again in early spring. I do also see it pop up throughout my garden. If you love a little bit of chaos like me, you don't worry too much about it, but if you like more order, maybe keep an eye on letting it go to seed during the season. If you're looking for abundant greenery, then you need to try marigolds. If you've seen my video, the top 5 best cut flowers for beginners, then you've heard me talk about marigolds and how I almost feel bad that sometimes I don't use the flowers in my bouquets. Now, I love the classic yellow and orange colors that marigolds come in, but they don't go with every single one of my color palettes. But the good news is that their foliage does. I find that the bright frilly greenery of marigolds makes the perfect backdrop to some of my big bold focal flowers like my dahlias in the fall. Alrighty, well that concludes the bulk of the filler that I use here on the farm, but I wanted to give a couple shout outs to some honorable mentions. First is 9 bark. Now in the future, this will probably be a staple in my bouquets on the farm, but the plants that I have are relatively immature and I can't get a whole lot of stems off of them yet, but they are stunning. I know that they will be amazing in the future. Next up, we have tomato foliage. I grow a vegetable garden and I get a million tiny cherry tomato volunteers through my garden. I let selective ones grow and I use them in bouquets. Bonus points if you get the clusters of the tiny little green tomatoes. I find my customers really love them. The next honorable mention goes to oregano. I grow this to cook with, but it also makes a great filler. It ended up being amazing to pair with my anemones when I didn't have a whole lot of other greenery available. Are you sensing a theme with my honorable mentions yet? Here we have bouquet dill. I grew this once years ago to use in bouquets and it comes back every year, reseeds itself. I use it to make pickles and I use it in bouquets. Now technically what I'm featuring is the flower, but it's green, so it's going in the greenery. Our last honorable mention, yes, we're still in my vegetable garden. It's asparagus fern. Now I'm not suggesting that everyone put in an asparagus patch just to get this, but I love asparagus, so I grow a lot of it and I love the ferns. I love the way they look in bouquets. Well, congratulations, you've made it to the end of the video. We've gone over all of my favorite bouquet fillers. I really hope that some of these will become your favorite bouquet fillers too, if they aren't already. If you guys enjoyed this video or liked hanging out with me, please give me a thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. I hope to have a lot more fun videos to offer in the future. Thanks again, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.